Tadaa! Daar zijn we weer. Here we are again. There's the moon. Sun is exploding on that way. It's very pink there. It's very purple there. It's very exploding right there. Hey everybody, welcome and awesome you're watching and listening. I am Didi and I am seeing more and more, and I try to place these things I see on this YouTube. I hope this is going to be a good video for everybody to watch and to learn. This is going to be a long video, so prepare, get a drink, sit down and relax. The durage of this video is going to be this long because I've got very much footage made of the December month, and I'm just making a big pile of it. Of course, I planned to do this much sooner, but there came a lot that needed my attention first. So next to the footage, I have a lot to tell you, to speak about, because yeah, I can't be quiet anymore about this. There's happening a lot around me, and I have the feeling I am one of the few seeing this, and I want to open some eyes for this. To be certain that you see the things that I see, I will sometimes use random images I get off the internet, and sometimes I will speak about it or point it out. In this video, I'm mainly going to concentrate on the sky and all the things that we are learned to unsee. I am going to try to point out again to you. But if I see something else in nature, in the trees or in greens or maybe even animals, I will point these out as well. Having said all that, I like to get on with the footage and point out these first few anomalies in the sky, which I see now most of the times, most of the days. I see these interdimensional beings. I know that interdimensional being is a trigger word for a lot of dogma, but let me give you a very big tip. Forget all dogma, because they won't help you grow. Yes, they are growing your fear, one of the main food sources of the lower dimensional beings. And even when you see something that makes you scared, try to flip it over and ask yourself where this fear is coming from. And when you have found the source of your fear, you can work on that and overcome it. Of course, there are deeper sources of some fears, but the most fears are learned or programmed in us. The last thing I need to say is actually a big warning, especially for the younger ones, because I found some disturbing things while editing, and this is not the first time I find this kind of things, and it's even getting worse. The first time I found this stuff, I was very shocked and I couldn't talk about it, and I'm going to do that now. Because it's shown to me now so much footage when I edit and watch it back, I can't ignore it anymore. Of course, feel free to skip over some parts of the video, to stop the video or pause the video at any time. Let's check the moon up close. Wow. I like my new camera. I like it. It's better than my old one, eh? I love it. It's beautiful, but it's scary too. Look at those pink clouds. Instead of all the bad things, try to see these beautiful colors that combine perfectly with each other. And the purple ones. Do you know what you fear when you do have a fear of a color? I would say that's the unknown. Then you fear the unknown. And the remedy to that is learn and knowledge. And of course, when you are learning more and new things, confusion will occur. And that should be the moment that you choose for your own heart and your own intuition. Listen to that divine voice that comes from deep within. Whoa! What is happening? I already can hear you scream at me. This is Nibiru. Pack your stuff and prepare for the worst doomsday scenario ever. And don't get me wrong, I do believe that we are entering in a shift of time and consciousness and energy, which isn't a walk in the park, of course. But fear isn't going to help us grow any consciousness. Personally, I came to the conclusion that the Nibiru story is a psyop, a very big lie to control us and to feed on us. The ruling elite, the Illuminati, however you would call them, they've lied so much. We are lied to all of our lives to believe in things that aren't there, and we are afraid of things that aren't there. And I know that there are interdimensional beings feeding on negative energy. And what gives negative energy? Anger, being lied to, and even telling lies. Fear, of course, and grief, pain, grudge comes after that because you are lied to. This all is negative energy, and that feeds a lower realm of interdimensional beings, and they are growing and growing, and that growth that demands a certain kind of energy again, so they are not starving to death and can grow more, and they want to grow into our realm. And the elites know that, and they use that, because we, to the elites, are nothing more than slaves or cattle. And because they have used that word for us, cattle, I know what's to come. And the worst is that they have lied to us about this event to come. A little warning is on its place. I'm going to show an image of Saturn eating his youngster now. And as you may guess, this is not my favorite painting, but I see this in this sky, so it's something that I must show you. There's a lot of Saturn symbolism as well in this sky. It's almost unbearable. Young children are on the menu of the elites. What I see in the sky, it's arcing to that topic too. So yes, we can definitely speak of that the veil is lifting. Nothing will be secret anymore. I can even see it in the sky. We are living in the upside down. This plane of existence could be a very beautiful place, and it was once a very beautiful place. I'm going to sum up all the things I can think of they have done to conspire against us, humanity. Starting with losing our faith in God. There is nothing spiritual about church and going to church. Most people these days don't even know how to pray. Our beliefs, they ruined it with a lot of rituals that we are used now to do. Even the beginning of the prayer is a ritual. And they have tried to destroy all the old teachings and lied about it. They have changed our language. They have changed our celebrations and the time when we celebrate. Made it so that most of us unknowingly are practicing black magic or Saturn magic. Think of Halloween, even Christmas. They have infiltrated into all the aspects of society. They are taking everything that nature has to offer us that's beneficial and made it into toxic or made it a taboo. They are using healthcare against us to spread more fear, are using weather manipulation, ripped apart families. They try to poison us with their GMOs and other toxics, divided us and made us think that war is the only option. They are using us as guinea pigs to live under certain frequencies and used MK Ultra and other mind control tricks. They have used forbidden technology against us. They lied to us over and 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 over again. By this opened very big door for this lower realm of interdimensional beings. Priests and other church members have made deals with those lower realm interdimensional beings. So it would look like they are helping us with blessings and casting out demons. Well, in fact, those demons are just waiting their time and waiting till a moment to strike even harder because we aren't prepared the good way. One of the important aspects of the lower interdimensional beings is that they have magic, and this is what they are using against us. Speaking of forbidden technology, let's talk about the rapture. Every event from Nibiru or meteor collisions, sinkholes, mud floods, climate chaos, alien takeover wars, and yes, even the rapture are in fact planned mass killing events, perpetrated and orchestrated by them, and are done every time the human race is getting awakened, like we are doing now. Images like this are much too romantic and are not showing you the truth about plasma and what it can do to us. Because we exist of plasma too. We fly up in the sky and we come down again as blood. And I'm gonna leave that in as proof because this is not the first time this is happening when I'm talking about this kind of topics, sensitive topics. Done with forbidden ancient technology, like the fallen angel technology, to keep us in the dark and as slaves and as food source. I even think that Tesla technology has something to do with this, and D-Wave, and all the CERN colliders, and maybe even more companies, DARPA, I don't know, terraforming the Earth and our genome, so we are dumped down and living in the dark. They have planned this a very long time before, generation after generation, little by little. And these events are, of course, very traumatic for us, and we have deep-rooted memories of it, because they know that we have memories of this. They have spread lies in scriptures. They have mixed in their God with our God. He is called the Destroyer. Is it me, or does this look like that? Back to the fears. Why is the human being so afraid naturally out of itself of thunderstorms and lightning? I think that's because of a collective consciousness. Somewhere deep within us we know. Did you notice that storms are getting bigger now, these days? Screenshot I took from Secure Team 10, and this is the one he called the upgraded one. I don't know, but this is what I pull out, and I call this highly demonic. I'm sorry guys, but yep. So, and they've got plasma. And the thing I find really interesting is that almost everybody is seeing weird sky anomalies, but nobody is seeing this very big octopus and spider, and sometimes even scorpion. Almost everybody, of course, and not only security. For instance, I took some screenshots of Mr. MBB333. What are we seeing here? Yes, a moondog, but I also see some beings. There's something there. Look at this, guys. See that face in the middle of those two light beams? The impossible channel, the original picture, and what I pull out. Definitely, it's holding this UFO-like light. Oh, I'm so done with the UFO thing. It's all up, psyop, guys. One big lie to feed more on us. This one looks like a dragon. Don't you think? Take a good look, because this is not a dragon. This is something else. And in so many pictures that I see this very big octopus. And don't be attacked, guys, don't feel attacked, it's just to help you. I show you some regular pictures of octopus in the water, outside the water. I've did some research, they don't have a skeleton, they have a very weird DNA. They have the ability to change their colors, so camouflage. Yes, I would call them pretty alien-like, extraterrestrial. They are very smart, smarter than us. They have 10 hearts, I believe, to remember, and 9 brains. And don't forget all the predictive programming that we had for decades. I also did some myth research on that topic too, and there are in every culture stories about big octopus like beings, god beings, with a little g, huh? Just like the Kraken, and it's logic because we live on a water world. This NASA spacesuit patch, I mean, come on, come on. Nothing is beyond our reach. Now, I showed you that, and now take a very good look again at this anomaly. And yes, I know it also looks like a red horse, which could be a hint. We are living in the end of times. And I know it's not so very positive to think like that, but it's the only logical conclusion I have if I point everything out what I see and what I hear. And this is not the first time it's going to happen. I think it's happened a lot of times to feed the earth with our blood. So we can call it a harvest. Cattle harvest. You get it? I hope you do. I really do. It's all planned, and deep in our heart we know this. We all know this. We are all collectively very afraid of all this cataclysm. We dream of it, we have visions of it, even written down visions of it. It's very big and it's happened a lot of times before. And because there are so many people now waking up, means that they are planning to push the button soon. Now, it doesn't mean that it's going to happen like that, but there are plans, so intentions, which are triggering a lot of emotions, negative emotions, and those are triggering the interdimensional beings I see more and more. Now, don't worry, I don't expect of you to see what I see. I point out some things that I see. In every screenshot you can see the succulent of the tentacles. Oh, I'm sorry guys, I lost words. But this looks like maybe a plasma maker machine. I don't know. Because of this mouthpiece that is, it looks like it makes smoke. Actually, it are mouthpieces because there are a lot. Okay, so next I look at nature. It looks like it's in the trees too. You can see mechanic parts, and I would say the trees don't really look happy, and I see a lot of angry faces. This is not so good. This one makes me think of a portal because it makes me think of CERN because of the big round shape it has, and it's almost looking like a mechanic itself, and you can see orbs all over the trees. It looks like there are beings there. Come on, be honest guys. Have you ever seen trees like this? And I know it's winter time, but this doesn't look very good. Okay, next part. I am going to warn you again. If you are very light-hearted, it's maybe the best to skip a part. When I was very young, I had a vision of a matrix-like scene where they are connected to this matrix, this farm, human farm. And this is yeah, very much looking like it, where we all are connected to the matrix of lies and of echoes to have a kind of a life, but it's more a lie. You know what I mean, I think. And the weirdest thing is that I had that vision long before this movie was made. And not least, in this movie there are also octopus beings. They were called the Sentinels. Yeah, seeing this movie was very confronting and weird. Do you see the resemblance with this? I see, I think it's a young woman inside of an egg, and she's connected through her head and through the bum. But it's through chakras, of course. That's something very disturbing, right? I also noticed this day and several other days too that they are, it looks like they are shooting some orbs. I don't know why, I don't know if it's really orbs, but it looks like orbs. Take a very close look at this anomaly. I also see those orbs getting loaded before shooting. Next are some enhanced screenshots. Here in the blue-green you can see a castle-like structure. In the orange it's also this castle-like inside of this octopus. So what is it? Is it alive? Is it a city? Is it a machine? This one is very shadowy. And it could also be a big hand, but mostly looking like a octopus or a squid. Or a spider or a scorpion. Maybe it's a species we expect to come out of the bottomless pits. And if you look very closely, focus deep into these pictures, you can see a structural type, a city. Oh my! Oh, I'm so cold. I make it quick. Can you see that this color of clouds, or maybe even the clouds too, is coming from of these nozzles? It does remind me a bit of a 3D printer. I think they are making these to cover up our real sun, so we can see the sun, so we can know what time it is, and to cover up the real moon, maybe even project the sun and the moon, or our fake sun and fake moon. And again, you can see a castle-like structure if you take a close look. Whoa. For my eyes it's very red. So, can you see the mechanics? They turn and turn and turn. So, and this is why I, from the beginning that I was seeing those mechanics turning, I had the feeling that the whole Nibiru story is a lie and a psyop. To give our brains some relaxing, I'm going to play some music and I will talk to you later. Enjoy! guys, I'm under the way to the spot I was earlier, where I saw the stairway to heaven. And look at this. More octopus! Yay! Okay, I go. Okay, so I'm a little bit further. This was the place where the first stairway was, the dragon head. Like position, my position. This is the stairway I'm talking about, guys. So you don't have to search all internet over because you want to see the dragon head. So let's pay attention again. This day I had this opportunity to... What did I see? I don't know if there's a plane, but it is landing on that cloud in a tube. So I guess there's no plane. My best guess is that this is a military cloud. Somewhere I have the feeling that this is one of the most important things I have filmed ever. Look at this, guys. It's pouring rain over there. Now, why is this the most important thing I have filmed ever? I think that's because this is showing us how it's working, this system of demons and weather manipulation. As you can see, there isn't any plane and there is a chemtrail. So that means there's some kind of manipulation. We can see all over this cloud some pooling system, and I also see a lot of octopus. A lot of octopus. But I also see some reptilian-ish, and that's a very big cube-looking square block. Very interesting, don't you think? Now the funny thing is, I didn't see the planes on that day on that side when I was filming. I just was very in awe of this big cloud, of course, and I was filming from right to left and from left to right, a bit wild. And well, I have some plane that's landing in a few minutes, you will see, but I don't have it very focused. So, but well, it's something. I think this is a pretty interesting moment this day. Again, I'm going to play some music with this because I really don't know what to say, because I really haven't any experience on military clouds. And to be honest, if I would, it would only be speculation, and I think I wouldn't have anything positive to say about military clouds. But if you do, just leave your message below, like, subscribe, and for now, enjoy the music! They keep coming out of this machine. They are really coming out of it. Like they did on CERN. This, how you call it? Where's the plane? Okay, there's something special about this, what I almost forgot, and you can see it fly all over this, across it, and press pause when you think it's the best option to do, because I don't know what's going on in the sky, but it looks like some kind of a fight. And here comes the slower version, much slower. So yeah, go ahead. You can also in the options of YouTube make this go slower and mute the audio. I just went filming because I didn't see a plane, and when I got home and tried to make this plane appear by coloring or by lighting, this came out. It's a very heavy fight, I think. So I don't know, maybe it's Project Bluebeam, maybe it's nothing, but yeah, it's something. It seems like this plane, supposed plane, is also shooting. Where's the plane? How could a light that burns so brightly Hoe kan het nou? Hoe kan het nou? Ik zie de zon. Ik zie de zon toch net aan de andere kant. Ah, 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 Is it fly again? That's a beautiful sky, right? It's morning again, early morning times, and I'm seeing again those same structural. What is this? What is this? This thing. This thing I see now every day, almost every day. Yes, it's a beautiful sky, don't you think? Look behind the veil and see them shooting. This sky totally makes me think of a Nostradamus prediction that goes like, the gods are making it appear to humans that they are offering a great war. Before heaven seen clear, sword and lance led towards the left hand, making great affliction. I wonder what he saw when he wrote that down. Look at this guy. What do you think of this guy? I think it's purple-ish. But
there's a lot of clouds.
Okay, I'm going to warn you again because of the following. It's going to be a bit scary. The first thing that I noticed when I saw these edits of these clouds is that there is magic, black magic use. I can see that because of the black or dark cubes or boxes that are connecting with each other. The second thing that I saw is this cartoonish looking figures. Some are looking pretty weird or scared. And the last thing that I saw was that it looks like lettering. Yeah, it looks like it says SEX. So you can see a demon eye in these bushes, and in the shadows under it you can see some things. So it's pretty scary, I thought, but I wanted to show you. You can also see these cubes in the bushes, and of course mechanics, and don't forget the angry faces who are looking at me like I am the worst enemy. And I know why, because they know, because it's all connected to this D wave and CERN, and they all know what I'm doing, of course. But I'm not afraid. Here you definitely can see it's written out SEX. I made some screenshots from what you've just saw, and I did that because I wanted to say one more thing, or maybe two. Make it a few things I want to add to this. Find this looking like bones, like scorpions, and like transhuman stuff, and like sheep. This scene just makes me think of Revelation because of the locusts that comes from the smoke with power like scorpions, told to torture people for 5 months, people who don't have the seal of God on their foreheads. Does your pineal gland itch also? Now you know why. That means that the ones with the seal of God on their foreheads have to watch what they do all the time, all those 5 months. Are you ready for that? Are you ready? In the beginning of the video, the red horse, and now this. If you would ask me, I say this is one of the signs that tells us it's almost time. What I am receiving is that time's almost up and we're going home, and that's something I want to enjoy. I leave this piece of scripture here. If you want to read it, read it. If you don't want to read it, don't. But I think this could be an important piece of scripture for some people in the future. The near future. The next few screenshots are again these clouds, and I zoomed in very, very, very close, and you can see there are mechanics, and you can see, if you focus in very deeply, look behind the faces and look behind those mechanics, there is a city. And yes, of course, it's true. This is not something you can see with a naked eye, with the programmed eye. This is something I have to pull out to make it visible to you. Simply said, this is first the sheep, and then you see the sheep has 4 eyes, and then you see the mechanics, and look behind it, look further behind it, and then you see the city. This one, first you see the bones, then you see there are eyes on the bones and weird faces, then you see the mechanics, and then you see the city. Further than this, I can't go with my technology I have, but this is what I see, guys. Come on, there's a castle even. Okay, and then the bushes, you can see the eye. Try to focus and see there are mechanics and cubes, and if you see that, you can try to focus on and see those spirits, the nature spirits, I guess. I hope those are the nature spirits, because I see those all my life, only their looks are different now because they turn against us. Those cubes and the mechanics, definitely a sign of black magic that's touching the ground. So here you can see in the right, it's grabbing a stick. In fact, it's climbing down with this stick. So I guess it had a plan. And here you can see it was really reaching out for me. It was really stretching out its hands to touch me, or maybe even get my phone again. This one is very big, and I can see a few beings in there, and of course it's full of these mechanics and the cubes again. Focus deep, focus really deep. Can you see the city now? I really hope you do. It would help. This would help if you see it. Because, and tell me, please tell me, please tell me, please tell me your answer in the comments, or give a like at least. Here again, demon eyes in the skies. For a fact, I know now, after some research, that I see these things because of CERN, DARPA, and D-Wave, this quantum computer network. They have been working together to open all these doors and get it their ways. So my first feeling I had earlier in this video is confirmed, and I know they have the keys to all these doors they want to open, and some are very open, I feel. So look at this chemtrail coming out of this tube. How deceiving can it be? We can even see this magic reflecting or echoing and reaching the ground through this street lights. Oh, good morning, everybody. I wish everybody a nice day. Much love and happiness. Okay, is this a spaceship? I don't know. It's a triangle. I see a triangle. I see more. Is this HARP? Is this Project Bluebeam? Or maybe it's an octopus? I think some of you may see a goat in this, but this goat has eggs, so I hope you can see it too. It's not really natural, of course. Yes, I find this very much looking like a uterus and eggs. I give you some examples of how this would look like if it's natural, done by a real octopus. So, okay, that's that. Alright, so let's speak about fears. And I see something that makes me think of giant scorpions again. So that's a perfect timing because I think the most people would be very scared or afraid if they saw this. Everyone who has a little bit of knowledge of this kind of biblical anomalies and sees those eggs and understands what's inside also knows we are really living the end of days. There's only one way to go home. Believe in God out of free will and accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior. And it's also known that there's going to be a last tribulation, and I have a very strong feeling that I know what's going to happen. And it has everything to do with technology and how unlikely it sounds now. It's going to be like this. There are going to be a lot of believers running to this mark of the beast because they think they need it to survive. And just like God wants his servants to be on his side at free will, Apollyon wants this from his slaves, to be out of free will on his side, you know. And in the end, it's going to be just about this choice because the technology is already in us. And yes, I'm speaking of these chemtrails and the GMO and the water and injections, the vaccines. So to be clear, I repeat, in the end, it's all going to be about this choice. And if you choose the side of Apollyon and his forbidden technology, the chemtrails and all that is all connecting inside of us and making the mark of the beast. Probably inside our brains. So... And I have the feeling that a lot of Illuminati and their puppets already do have this mark of the beast because they have chosen for it. I think that's why some people just can't wake up because they have already chosen this side. Think of all the people that said things like they can't go out of the door without their phones, or they think they don't have a life without Facebook, things like that. And of course, it's going to sound very exciting and the best way to live in this fantasy realm of quantum technology. But in the end, it's going to be very sad for them because they're going to be deceived and their souls will be lost forever, eaten by Apollyon. And there he is again. As you may have noticed, I like to research all the footage and all the things that I come to know, and I like to research the truth. And I like to dig deep. I came along some things that confirm all my thoughts and all the things that I feel is true. And there are some people that I really want to and need to thank for their effort, for all their research, what they have done, and for placing it on YouTube, of course. It's beautiful work. So I really want to give a shout out to this lady, and I couldn't find her real name, so I'm just going to post it like this. Extreme Reality Check. It's a YouTube, and she has her own website I saw, and it's very interesting. Very nice work, very nice done, and very, very deep digging into these rabbit holes. And the same thank you goes out for this man, Anthony Patch, for all his effort, his good work, all about D-Wave and CERN, connecting the dots. Wow, wow, wow. For me, it's all new, and I'm not done with listening to all this work of these two people, these brilliant people. So thank you, thank you. I thank you on my knees. And maybe we can even help each other with connecting some dots, because I am seeing these things in the sky, and I can confirm some things about the the topics they are talking about too, like all these black cubes in the clouds, or clouds that look like cubes. Have you ever seen clouds look like this, guys? Come on, open your eyes, look up to the skies and see. There's something about that song, But we are not easy come, easy go. A little warning again, it's gonna get pretty scary. I want you all to focus on the angry faces and the eyes, and focus real deep, and you can see it's all connecting with each other like bones of mechanics. You can see it if you focus on it, and they're forming blocks, cubes. So if you see an eye somewhere, you think it's round, but if you focus on it, you see that it's a square, a cube. This is the first time that I researched some demons, and I found this on the internet. Yeah, maybe you can help me with recognizing them, or maybe the symbols that are written out in the sky, because yeah, we saw earlier maybe there was a SEX visible, but I also have the feeling it's this rune-ish kind of language that is written out, of course, in between those open pieces without clouds, in between the mechanics and the cubes. I have a feeling I know what sparked my interest to research some demons, and that's because I feel it's time, of course, and it's maybe good to learn some things of the supposed enemy. Yeah, that's all. That's the reason. And it's maybe a good thing, even just recognize them by how they look and what they do. That's well, handy, right? I mean, it's been a few weeks ago that this octopus being outside of my garden and the gardens of the neighbors was feeding itself in the middle of the night, and I made a video of it. Feel free to check it out. Now you can. It's still there. From that moment on, I really had, strange things, very strange sounds in the house, and sounds of it mimicking us, our sounds, like when you in the shower wash yourself, your hands make a sound on your skin. That sound, it was mimicked and we both have seen some things flying by, white things, but also dark things, and it's so quick that you can't see what it is. A few weeks earlier, before this, I had begun seeing lights in the darkness, and I sometimes felt my pineal gland itching in the inside of my head, and I had, when this really started from this octopus on, I began seeing demon faces lit up in the dark. When I, for example, would wake up my boyfriend, so before work, and then I saw this screaming face just right before my face, lit up in a scream motion. So, and that scared me a lot. That scared me a lot. I haven't told anyone this. This is the first time. So, from that moment, really had the feeling that we weren't alone in the house, and we felt, or I felt, being watched all the time. Oh, and this is also very strange and working on my nerves. But things like towels or sheets, even our jackets, plastic bags, anything that can crackle takes the form of a octopus. And it's not that I'm paranoia or something. It really takes this form, and on a way that you can even make out where the eyes are. And even when you take it up and throw it back on the ground, it's again in it's another form, but it's it's an octopus again. So I don't know what this is, but it's really getting on my nerves. And I made the decision to go and look for an answer, some answers. And that's how I stumbled upon this YouTube channel of this very fascinating and warm and welcoming woman of Extreme Reality Check. Resonated very much with all the things that she said and is saying, and because I already believed and still believe in a certain kind of interdimensional beings, and I'm very open-minded, and I believe in a God source. I think I do that now a few years. Not that I'm praying or something, but I definitely believe in a primal God source. Oh, and I must be honest. So I did pray sometimes, for most of the times for somebody else, or when it's a special moment that you really need it, that I really needed it. I needed some help. For instance, with my boyfriend, to wake him up also, and he's not fully awake yet, but it's coming. The most things happen around me, so it's always something he can give a logic, well thought answer to, like it's the wind, or it's outside, you hear something outside, something like that. But in the meantime, I see him think, and sometimes he is coming with own research. So I support that very warmly and welcomely. So I like that. That's great. Great. That's something, because like a year ago, he was a totally different person. He is always been a very skeptic guy, and he doesn't believe in God. After death, it's black for him. There's nothing there, he says. So, and that's for me terrifying to have a prospect like that. It wouldn't resonate with me, it wouldn't connect with me at all, because I had a very beautiful dream. That's already 2 years ago. It was so beautiful. Oh, I can't describe how beautiful it was. I can try to find some pictures or images, drawings even, to give you a hint of how beautiful it was, how it is. I have to say, because in this dream, I see my dog laying down on the ground, and I walk over to check her out and what she's doing there. I didn't expect her there, and I was sitting down next to her and petting her, and it's all fine, she's fine. And I was asking her what she was doing there, because I was a bit like wandering around at a place I never had seen before, and it was such a beautiful place. There was a certain kind of a quietness and a peace. It's so beautiful. Like the spirit around there is in extreme uh, meditation 24/7, and there's music which isn't at the front ground, it's at the background. It's soft and like little tinklings, the smell of flowers everywhere, and the lighting is also another lighting than here on earth. It's more like ochre, orange. Thinking back of that dream makes me very peaceful now. And while I was sitting there cuddling with my dog, there came by a very beautiful woman. Beautiful in the way you can see through her, and she's pure and she is peaceful and beautiful. Just wow. Beautiful in a way like an angel only can be. The angels that we are drawing, no, that's just a glimpse. And well, she came by, and I don't remember really asking, but she was talking to me, confirming to me that Gina, my dog, is always lying there, and that's her spot, her favorite spot. And the funniest thing is happening, because she is sitting down next to us, and she's beginning to talk to me like I am her sister, and a long lost sister. She doesn't feel like a stranger at all, speaking to me about Gina. She's there all the time, and she is welcome all the time, forever, and that she is a very nice dog and sweet, and everybody loves her. And the next thing that she told me was that I am welcome too, forever, to join and visit Gina. So when she isn't here on Earth anymore, she will be there, and I can visit her there. And she gave directions to her house, pointing it out, and I could see it. It was very nice, all in flowers. just for the certainty that if I didn't had any place to go there when I arrived, that she always had a room for me. And you can notice how emotional I get when I talk about things like this. So I'm sorry, guys, for the tears, but there are for joy. So I know, I can confirm there is a place there. There is something there. Heaven is real. It is all real. And in that time, I did had a kind of a backlash, I think you can call it. I had a very hard time and I stepped out of it. You can call it repent. And I had repent, I think, for a year. A year I didn't do anything, only crying. I really hated myself and I only would cry and lay in bed and cry and sleep and cry and sleep. I think I really needed that. So, and I'm very thankful that I had the chance to do that. That's the thank you that goes out to my boyfriend, because he took care of me those days. So if you are listening, thank you. I don't think you are listening, but it would be very nice if you are someday. So who knows? I love you anyway, so it doesn't matter if you don't believe in the things that I believe in. It would be nice, though, and I think we could have a lot of fun together if we do. So I really hope and still pray for you. Speaking of praying, I think it's a good time to tell everyone who wants to listen, who wants to hear, who have ears to hear and eyes to see. Yeah, it's not the thing that I used to do all the time, and I didn't really had rules for it. I didn't go to church, and I won't go to church now, because you wouldn't find God or Jesus there. He isn't there. Even if they say he's there, he isn't. But I guess you can call my way of praying and my way of living very free. Free will is very important to God and to Jesus. And though I didn't understand who Jesus was, I still had a feeling that what was told about him was true, and that he lived. So I knew that what was written, that it's true. But now I stumbled upon this YouTube channel, Extreme Reality Check, and I think God did that, really. So, but her explanation is absolutely perfect. It fits exactly, and I understand it now. And I'm gonna give you directions if you want to find answers, like I did. Get to her website and press Get Saved. Click here now. And I know it's weird, but come on, stick with me, because this is very important. I did go to this. The first time when I saw this, I pressed away immediately because I didn't understand. But you have to read it through. Come on, guys. After the prayer, there is an explanation, which I really, really needed, and I thank you for this, young lady. Oh my, oh my, oh my. This is really what I resonate with, and I thank you. I thank God. I thank the one who gave you this perfect explanation of what has happened and how it happened. Thank you. Thank God. And God bless you. The next piece of this video is the last that I have of the December month. I'm gonna make use of some music again so we can relax our brain. Later I will speak to you again. For now, enjoy. So this is the last part of the video of the December month, and I saw a video about in Germany there are fishes found without heads, and they are looking kinda that something mechanical has done it. And I've got your answer right here. If you focus on this footage, you can see it everywhere, turning and turning and turning above the clouds and under it, in it. Concentrate, focus, guys, focus. This is the last I've got. If you didn't see it, you can always go back and check it out again, because I've got a lot of this footage, a lot. Lots and lots and lots. These are some screenshots I forgot and took later, of course. Went puzzling, and you can see mechanics everywhere. And I have the feeling these mechanics are what is manifesting out of black magic, and I am done talking. I hope you have enjoyed this video and the footage, and I hope it's useful. And I don't do this for fame, but if you liked this video, press the like button please, because then I can see the reaction, or give a reaction, something. It doesn't matter if you didn't like it. I don't do it for fame, as I said, so maybe in the future I'm going to break this long video into 3 or maybe 4, but I will see. In this screenshot you can see definitely how fake the sun is, and I promise you I have much more to talk about, but for now it's enough. I think I've bothered you enough. I thank you for watching this video, and I'm going to leave you with a little bit of music. And I love you all, because love is the answer. Be fearless. Enjoy, everybody. Take care.